Now at 9, the last votes in the 2020 election are being counted. The latest updates in moments.
And multiple states are facing lawsuits. Just ahead, which states are affected?
It doesn't feel like winter. It doesn't even feel like November. I'll have more on above average temperatures coming up.
Live from the heart of Ball State University, this is a NewsLink Indiana special report, Election 2020.
Election night continues into today. Good evening, I'm Tara Konieczny.
And I'm Angelica Gonzalez.
Ballots still being counted across the nation.
NewsLink Indiana's Annie Keister is live with us in the newsroom for a breakdown on the results we have so far. Annie?
Hey, good evening, guys. According to Politico, there's no possible pathway for there to be a tie in this presidential race. Again, the magic number is 270. That's what the candidates are looking for tonight. While ballots are still being counted, I want to go ahead and do a breakdown of what we do know right now. What we really want to look at are some of those swing states. Most people went to bed last night not knowing where Arizona stood, but according to the Associated Press, Arizona did go blue, giving Biden 11 electoral votes. However, President Trump down here did win Florida, giving him 29 electoral votes. But one race the nation had its eyes on today, that was Michigan. Michigan was a key state for Trump's win in 2016, which flipped now in 2020 and is a win for Biden at 16 electoral votes. That's also the state that put Biden only 6 electoral votes away from the presidency, where he's sitting right now. Another close one, a win for Biden, Wisconsin at 10 electoral votes, Biden coming in at 49.6 and President Donald Trump at 48.9. But I want to take a look down here at Texas. Texas gave President Donald Trump 38 electoral votes. Texas alone more than evening out electoral vote counts for Biden's wins in Arizona, Michigan, and Wisconsin all combined. A few states we're still waiting on here this evening: Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Alaska. But what these results could really come down to are the results of Nevada. Even if President Trump wins Alaska, Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, all of which are states he's leading in right now, he will still be 2 electoral college votes short of the presidency, whereas Joe Biden only needs Nevada to hit that 270 mark, a state in which he is leading for now. But we will, of course, continue to keep you updated on air and online. For now, live in the news.
Thank you, Annie. President Donald Trump is threatening legal action over legitimate vote counting in the 2020 presidential election. He prematurely claimed victory early this morning.
A baseless allegation shortly after 2 a.m. Eastern. President Donald Trump disputing ballot counting in the 2020 presidential election.
This is a major fraud in our nation. We want the law to be used in a proper manner. So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list.
Former Vice President Joe Biden says the election has to be decided by the voters of the nation.
As I've said all along, it's not my place or Donald Trump's place to declare who's won this election. That's the decision of the American people. But I'm optimistic about this outcome. It ain't over till every vote is counted, every ballot is counted.
The 2020 presidential race coming down to a handful of critical toss-up states that could take days to count all their votes. It's those states that will determine the final outcome of the election. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
President Donald Trump's campaign says it's suing to temporarily stop the vote count in Pennsylvania, claiming lack of transparency. Justin Clark, Trump's deputy campaign manager, said in a statement today the campaign is, quote, suing to stop Democrat election officials from hiding the ballot counting and processing from our Republican poll observers. He said the campaign wants to temporarily halt counting until there is a meaningful transparency and Republicans can ensure all counting is done above board and by the law. The campaign announced that they were also suing to halt the vote in Michigan. Philadelphia City Commissioner Al Schmidt says they believe it's more important to count all votes right than meet deadlines.
When half of the votes in the city are cast by mail and half of the votes are at the polling place, counting votes cast by mail, if you're going to do it right and you're going to do it accurately, because there's no other choice, takes a little bit of time. So I know that's very frustrating. It's frustrating for you. It's frustrating for us. But if you're going to get it right and you're going to prevent problems which jeopardize voters' votes, it's more important that we do it right than meet artificial deadlines.
Over in Wisconsin, President Donald Trump's campaign manager, Bill Stepien, says the president plans to immediately request a recount in the battleground of the state of Wisconsin, where the race remains close. In Wisconsin, if the race is within 1 percentage point, the trailing candidate can force a recount, but Wisconsin's governor says they are doing everything they can to ensure a fair and accurate account.
Here in Indiana, Governor Eric Holcomb and state officials talked about last night's election and the coronavirus pandemic.
NewsLink Indiana's Tyler Brummett is here in the studio. Tyler, what was talked about?
Well, Angelica and Tara, Governor Holcomb insisting during today's briefing his response to the pandemic has not been politically fueled. And just one day after the governor won re-election, cases and hospitalizations are continuing to rise. The governor tonight playing defense.
Wednesday after Wednesday, Governor Holcomb providing an update to the pandemic. However, this week's briefing, just one day after Holcomb's re-election, bringing with it a different tone.
Governor, congratulations, sir.
Holcomb winning the race not long after polls closed across Indiana Tuesday night, beating out Democratic challenger Woody Myers and Libertarian candidate Donald Rainwater. The governor asked Wednesday afternoon if he was concerned with a loss of support due to his response to the pandemic, including implementing the statewide mask mandate.
You know, the decisions that we make here have zero, zip, zilch, nothing, nada to do with politics or campaigns. The only campaign that we're running here is a campaign to try to save lives.
The governor also saying Indiana will stay in stage 5 for now. Indiana recording nearly 3,800 new cases Wednesday. While Holcomb believes these numbers aren't good, he and Dr. Bach say it doesn't paint the full picture, but still they're stressing caution.
Don't let your guard down. Be vigilant so that we can get through this pandemic.
We are not in the same position that we were in the spring, and we have the capacity to care right now. When we start to lose that capacity to care, then we're going to have to become more and more restrictive.
And as the governor prepares for another 4 years in office, he says political affiliations shouldn't matter in the fight against COVID-19.
The impatience with getting through COVID-19 is partisan whatsoever. I think there are folks across the whole political spectrum who quite frankly would just wish this away. We're making decisions based on the common good and trying to get us through this as safely and swiftly as possible.
And guys, with the election top of mind right now, the governor was asked if voters were safe when they went to the polls. He says Indiana's polling location showed that it can be done properly. Holcomb says when he voted, he saw people spread out and masked up. The governor also saying today that he doesn't know of any COVID-19 cases that were connected to people who were waiting in line. So, of course, guys, we're going to continue to stay on top of this.
All right, Tyler, thank you. Here on campus, one new case has been reported in the past 24 hours through Ball State's partnership with IU Health. Only one student and one employee were tested, with a new case being an employee. Meanwhile, 4 new positive cases have been reported through other sources, making the estimated total of active cases on campus 48. Since the return to campus earlier this fall, there has been a total of 1,160 positive cases, with 1,107 of those from students. An estimated 1,112 cases have recovered, according to the Ball State University dashboard.
The chief of Oxford coronavirus vaccine is optimistic it could be ready before Christmas. Andrew Pollard told UK lawmakers at a government committee hearing today there is a small chance it will be revealed to work before the end of the year. But he stressed the data must be reviewed by regulators before the vaccine can be distributed. He said he did not know the timeline of that. Mr. Pollard said, "Our bit we are getting closer to, but we are not there yet." Now, Natasha, beautiful, beautiful weather we're seeing out today. What does the rest of the week look like?
Yes, we are seeing very unseasonable temperatures right now. The high today even reaching 76 degrees. That was way above the high that we saw last year at 59 degrees. We're cooling down a bit though. At 10, we're going to see temperatures at about 58 degrees, dropping down into the mid-50s by 2 a.m. Cloud coverage is going to increase overnight, and you can actually see that here on the radar. Those clouds are moving in from the west, and I will be tracking that and the above average temperatures up next, up in my full forecast.
After the break, planes were soaring over campus today, but maybe not the type of planes you'd expect. What one group was doing to get students out of their dorms.
And one state is projected to pass a proposition that will exempt some companies from classifying their workers as employees. Which businesses this affects? Next.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, MITS will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Isolated, stressed, and overwhelmed are what students are describing college life and the pandemic. But one event on campus hopes to help students let loose for a while. Today, sophomore students from the visual communication departments participated in a paper airplane folding and throwing contest. An estimated 600 paper airplanes were covered and designed by students. Ball State President Jeffrey Mearns also made a visit and didn't hesitate to show off his origami skills.
So I came up with a project that would help them learn what I wanted them to learn for the project, but also be fun. And this is the result. They are so happy, and this is what we should all be like.
We know there are many things that our students have not been able to do in a typical academic semester. So to find a way that is safe, but also relieves a little stress, has a little fun, allows people to engage with one another, I think it's a wonderful idea. We need to continue to think about unusual and creative ways in the midst of these safety precautions to still engage with one another.
In a major win for gig economy companies like Uber and Lyft, CNN projects California voters have passed Proposition 22.
The controversial ballot measure exempts the companies from having to classify their workers in California as employees. Instead, they can continue to classify them as independent contractors. Prop 22 sidesteps a new law that went into effect in January that would have forced the companies to give workers more benefits, such as sick days and health care benefits, that come with classification of employee. Under Prop 22, the companies will give limited healthcare options and guarantee minimum earnings. Lyft and Uber had threatened to stop doing business in California if Prop 22 failed. Across the U.S., New Jersey voters approved a ballot measure yesterday to legalize recreational marijuana, according to CNN projections. Medical use of marijuana was already legal in New Jersey, but the legislature was unable to pass a bill to fully legalize cannabis. Instead, state lawmakers decided to put the question directly on voters in a form of a referendum. Under the ballot measure approved by voters, marijuana would be legal for personal use and by adults 21 and older. Arizona and South Dakota also voted to legalize recreational marijuana.
I don't know about you, but the first week of November, it felt pretty hot today. Are we going to experience more fall weather soon?
Above average temperatures are going to be sticking with us, and I'll let you know for how long up next.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories? I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps? I couldn't tell you. Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother,
yes.
You, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Right now, it is currently 9:17. We're taking a look at the Foundational Science Building on Ball State's campus. Natasha, what's the weather going to look like for the rest of the week here?
Well, we saw gorgeous weather today, and for the rest of the week, we're going to see some nice weather as well. Today, we saw a high of 76 degrees. That's well above the average of 57 degrees, and is so close to the record set back in 2003 of 77 degrees. We have cooled down a little bit as the evening has come. 62 degrees currently here, seeing some clear skies. It's pretty comfortable out there and comfortable for most of the area as well. 60 degrees down in Bloomington, 56 degrees in Cincinnati, 58 degrees up there in Kokomo. Now for the next 5 days, we are going to be seeing some really nice temperatures. Going to see 66 on Thursday, 68 on Friday, reaching into the 70s by the time we hit the weekend, well above that average in the upper 50s. Now, why is this happening? Well, a lot of it has to do with the jet stream. The jet stream's like a river of air in the atmosphere. It separates two air masses, a warm air mass and a cold air mass. Now, we're in this ridge of we're getting this warm air from that warm air mass. Now watch what happens as we head into Thursday. We're going to see this trough here that's bringing some cooler air, going to cause a disturbance and bring us a little bit of cloud cover, cooler temperatures as well. But as we head into Friday, more warm air with a new ridge is going to move in. Now, like I said, we will be seeing some cloud cover from that disturbance out to the west. We're already seeing that beginning to move through, really out there in Illinois. That's going to be reaching us by tomorrow. I actually have that timed out here for you on Precision Cast. You notice around Thursday morning, we're going to be seeing those clouds start to move through. They're going to be moving through all day tomorrow, so expect mostly cloudy skies, a few peaks of sunshine here and there, but clear skies by the time we reach Friday. Now tonight, again, we're going to be seeing those partly cloudy skies, temperatures dropping into the low 50s, around 52, those winds from the south-southwest at 15 miles per hour. As we go into tomorrow, we're going to be seeing a little bit more cloud coverage. As I said, temperatures reaching up into the mid-60s by the time we reach the evening, so still a comfortable day, though a little bit cooler at that. If we take a look at that 7-day forecast, again, we're going to see those temperatures in the 60s staying with us through Thursday and Friday, and in the 70s Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with that sunshine staying with us. Our first chance of rain comes on Tuesday as a cold front passes through, so that's going to cool things down just a little bit as we head into next week. But I am really excited for this next week, just hanging on to that warm air a little bit longer.
Of course. Thank you so much, Natasha.
Thank you.
Ball State football is playing Miami of Ohio right now. Hear the latest next.
And we'll have continued high school volleyball coverage as we approach the state finals coming up after the break.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds. We surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not funny.
What on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Imani Butts with sports. The day is finally here. Ball State football is back in action tonight against the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Ball State is trying to keep the Redbird rivalry trophy in Muncie this year. The current score stands at Ball State 21, Miami of Ohio 17. The Miami quarterback Brett Gabbert hurt during the second quarter. Backup quarterback A.J. Barrett just getting 165 quarterback ratings. However, Ball State quarterback Drew Plitt has thrown 187 passing yards and scored 1 touchdown. And sticking to local teams, a couple of them announcing today some changes in the scheduling. First of Blackford will not be competing this year in the Wabash County Wrestling Invitational. Now, there is no word yet on why, but the Blackford Athletic page announcing that the team will not be competing this season. Now on to Yorktown. The Tigers girls basketball announcing on Twitter that its first 2 games of the season will be canceled. The first against Pendleton Heights will be moved to December 2nd. The second game scheduled against Muncie Birds has not yet been rescheduled. The Wapahani girls volleyball team will be playing in the state this weekend, but will be doing so without a crucial part of their team. Lone senior Mallory Summers will not be playing in-state alongside her team this weekend due to emergency surgery she had to undergo. Summers had noticed a difference in her conditioning, which turned out to be 2 blood clots near her lungs that required surgery to remove. Now, we did reach out to her and she declined to speak on camera. However, Coach Katie Ware was more than willing to praise the senior in her efforts.
She's a huge part of what we did. She was 50% of our passing and our defense and 50% of our offense. So that was a huge loss. We miss everything about her. She was a bulldog on the court, very competitive, brought an energy, that just a natural energy that people love to feed off of. When she got a kill, it wasn't just a kill, it was a hard hit ball.
And finally, tonight on NewsLink Indiana, Ball State's Frisbee golf team, like many, making changes because of COVID-19. The team having to get creative from Zoom meetings to online gaming. It's been a journey adapting to the new normal. Although it hasn't had the chance to do in-person activities this semester, they are hoping for things to get back to normal soon. Now, how have they been keeping in contact? A variety of phone calls and even starting a Discord chat.
A couple of the other captains have talked about some stuff, and we've done some online team stuff just for fun. I'm sure you know the game Among Us. We've got a Discord group going where we'll just play Among Us every now and then. Talking about the next semester, as we're hoping that we could have a season next semester. We are really going to try and emphasize getting the new players in. We're going to try and switch gears and really focus on developing the youth.
All right, now moving back to the game tonight, the score still stands at 21-17, but we are ready for a really great night tonight.
I know so many Ball State students are eager to get football season started. Are fans allowed at the games?
No, not right now, but it will be very soon.
All right, thank you, Amani. After the break, we give you one final look at the weather. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
A toddler has been rescued alive after being trapped for 91 hours in Izmir, Turkey. The girl named Idia was found in rubble of a collapsed apartment building Tuesday, nearly 4 days since Friday's devastating earthquake. Rescue workers applaud as she was carried away in a blanket. At least 91 people died and 94 were injured after a 7-magnitude earthquake, which struck in the Aegean Sea, shaking parts of Greece and Turkey.
Just in time for the holidays, Stouffer's, the brand famous for its frozen foods, is set to sell merchandise to its devoted lasagna lovers. Not many details are known yet, but Stouffer's has been dropping hints on social media. Some of the items expected to be for sale: a "Don't talk to me until I've had my mac and cheese" mug, a layer-up sweatshirt, and even a self-insulated lasagna fanny pack. The website is shopstouffer's.com. It launches November 17th. Natasha, can we take a final look at that weather?
Temperatures are going to be warm, getting even warmer, reaching into the 70s for the weekend. Our best chance of rain comes on Tuesday as a cold front passes, bringing cooler conditions along with it.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for more news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.